All right, ladies and gents, welcome, guys. Hope we're all doing well on this fine day. Welcome to the stream. As always, guys, let's get the show on the road. So as always, guys, good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening, no matter where we are around the world. Welcome to another edition of London Session. Welcome to a new week on the charts. Hope we're all doing well. Hope we're all well rested after the weekend. Hope we all had a good weekend, and let's have a good week on the charts to end pretty much the last week and a bit of July. So it's been a challenging, well, last week was a challenging week, really difficult week personally. Took a little bit of a loss, nothing substantial at all, less than 1%. That trade though on Friday, what a cracking trade for those that actually got triggered in, which most of you did except for me, unfortunately, but it is what it is. But guys, you guys know the drill, so without further ado, if you could, YouTube, don't forget, you need to smash that like button for me. The numbers have been slowly on the increase in YouTube. You guys need to help me out though. Smash the like button, don't be shy to say good day, ask questions, let me know what you want me to look at, what pairs, and I'll happily do so. TikTok, hit that screen for me. Likewise to you guys, feel free to ask any questions, feel free to ask me to have a look at any charts, and I'll give you my personal opinion of proceedings. Without further ado, guys, let's get cracking and let's have a look at the news to begin. The news to begin today, guys, and what we do have is not much, to be honest, in regards to high impact news, or nothing really for our session here today. Nothing scheduled. We did have some high impact news for the New Zealand dollar earlier today. Moving forward though into this evening my time, into the day for a lot of you, into NY there is nothing as well, nothing scheduled, but as we are aware, anything could break at any point in time, so just be wary of the news. But guys, let's have a good one and let's begin and do the analysis, starting with the gold, starting at that all important previous weekly, or the weekly time frame here. And looking at the previous weekly candle, we did in fact close back bearish. I did mention in a market update video I sent across to my team over the weekend that hard to know what to make of that, because we still had the higher low, higher high. So off the back of that, still kind of leaning towards the upside. So if we begin to break that previous weekly candle's high, I feel there's a really high, a high chance, a high probability that we could end up back around at 34.30 sort of region, 34.40. If we begin to break above that previous weekly candle's high, because that long low wick also suggests to me that perhaps we'll grab some liquidity from the downside in order to continue to push off the higher time frame support here and remain really above that 3300 flat level in order to retest 34.40, 34.30, that sort of region. Onto the daily time frame, heavy area of consolidation at the minute on the daily, into a very strong level of resistance as well at the minute. So not necessarily the best area to be looking for potential buys. However, will we be looking for some rejection sells? Possibly. What we do have though, counter probabilities are to the upside. So we have the daily with the high, low, higher, high. So that could suggest continuation to the upside. But I do feel we want to be above that previous weekly candle's high. Even saying that though, we're still at some pretty strong resistance here to the left. Let's move our way down to the 4-hour time frame and let's have a look at it here. So on the 4-hour, we are technically bullish. This is once again where I start to look at the structure more itself. We are technically bullish. I'm going to mark in that's the most recent level of support, and as we can see, we're pretty much at a resistance just now. It's a big strong level of resistance. The tough one to mark in, I'll mark in that level just there, but we'll likely need to adjust this shortly once we go down to the minor time frame, our entry time frame, that being the 15-minute. Above the resistance, as we can see, we're running into again really strong level here, float at 3400 flat. So to be honest guys, the buys at the minute, if you're not in a buy from earlier, which personally I'm not, this is the first I've really looked at the charts for the week, then it's a matter of where do you buy it from. I'd rather buy a pullback, or in this situation, as you guys know, I'd rather just let it create a clean impulse to cut through that mess to the left hand side, then pull back, form support, and at that point I'm starting to trust this area above the current resistance. Prior to that, I mean, it could reject at any point really below 3,400. It's all a big zone of rejection, a zone where we previously had sell orders present within the market, and it could well be sell orders present yet again. So difficult one to the upside, guys. Let's have a look at it on the 15. And what we can see is we've literally tapped into a 4-hour resistance, guys. This is all one big level of resistance here on the 4-hour. So off the back of that, my options moving forward here today, guys, are quite simple. Option A, in line with the structure, in line with the trend, which is bullish across the board. I just need to wait for a pullback. This is the first option. Pullback, form that higher low, present a price action catalyst, and at that point I can potentially look to take a bite back up. Now it's a matter of where, like we could pull back to previous zones of liquidity, which anywhere really between 33.61, 33.58, or we could also come all the way back down to 33.51.18, that most recent support, and form support at that point there. So again, it's just a matter of where we pull back to be honest, to form that support. So I'm just, for the time being, I mean, I'll leave that in. I'll leave that level in. I think it's the closest to the current level, and we could potentially look for buys upon the pullback above that zone. So buys above. Now, option B, guys. I'm just going to remove this zone, seeing we are quite a distance away from it at the for the time being. Option B, and the one I probably would favor more at this point, seeing we are at the 4-hour resistance, we start to show signs of rejection, then I would be inclined to look for some sell options really anywhere from where we are now. Seeing we have technically, in my opinion, tapped into a 4-hour level, as long as we start to show some structure to the downside, so perhaps create the move up, continue up a little bit, pull back to create support, potentially create that M or double top formation, and then begin to pop below support, close below it. That point there, we may have confirmed that lower low, lower high scenario, and at that point we're starting to flip some structure on the minor time frame, the micro trend itself, not the actual structure itself, but the micro trend within the structure at the higher time frame resistance. Off the back of that, that could be enough for me to look for some sell options. Yeah, so that is what I am currently looking at on gold. I suppose option C, the only other option would be, in fact, we do pop back down to this previous level, form support yet again, and then actually close back below the support and below this previous resistance here, 33.60 roughly. The back of that, I may also consider some options to sell it as well, so I will just put that in, but that will come down to how we approach that level. So at the minute, well done to anyone who is currently in some early buys and you secured some profit. Just be wary of the fact we are at a very, very strong level of resistance here in the higher time frame, so don't be greedy. Let's have a look on the 5-minute just quickly. All right, so we don't even have some structure yet on the 5-minute. We don't even have 15 closing back bearish. See, after such a strong push to the upside, which has all happened in the past hour or so, guys, with the bias and structure being so to the upside as well, I can't just take it off the back of one bearish candle closure, because this could just be a bit of a pause in price action, but only the following candle to end up doing something like this and pushing deep into the 4-hour/daily resistance. So we need that structure to form before I would be comfortable selling gold against what has been a very strong move to the upside, and with the daily also forming at the minute a very strong bullish candle with the high low, high high to the previous. So that is my personal opinion of the only pair I actually trade at the minute, which is the gold XAUUSD. Make of that what you will, but nonetheless, you need to do me a favor and make sure to smash that like button on YouTube, TikTok. Continue to smash that screen for me. I will say good day to some of you, or to all of you, shortly. What else can we look at, guys? Let's look at the German 40. Now let's have a look at what we've got moving forward here today on German 40. So weekly, previous weekly closed back weak, bullish inside bar candle. Pretty much closed just below the open. Tough one because gap to the downside. Very little volume current daily. Let's just mark in a low. Let's mark in a high. We'll see what we've got either side of it. Structurally, we know we're bullish. 4-hour structure is also sorry, onto the daily. Daily structure is bullish, but strong rejection at previous candle. So if we begin to break low of that previous candle, we've got the daily candle probabilities being to the downside, which could lead to a deeper pullback towards that 2400 flat sort of region, 24,000 flat, sorry. Onto the 4-hour time frame here, and I'm just going to mark in again the daily high and low for the time being. And there's likely going to be options either within it, seeing we are at resistance, could there be sell options, or from the lows support, or either side of it, but perhaps best below the previous daily low. Onto the 15-minute time frame, and we are technically bearish on this time frame, so bit of a mixed bag on German 40 here. Seeing we are at the resistance, could just maybe adjust that across a little bit. Let's have a look at it in a 5-minute. Absolute mess, disastrous, horrible chart in a minute. Yeah, so this is one where I probably would not even, there is nothing imminent on it. For me, I'd be focused on being below. Even there's just that very strong support. So the preference for German 40 would be buys above, break above this resistance, bouncing off what is a 4-hour support as well. So if it does begin to break above the resistance formed just above the daily high, then, or at the daily high, sorry, then I feel it's a good opportunity to take some buys off the back of that. So it's a level I would be looking for buys, and that's pretty much it. That's the only clean area. Whilst we're creating more data, chopping about within this range, it becomes pretty much non-tradable until we make, once again, clean move, maybe down, form support, and then start to play within those clean candles, or vice versa. But that is my opinion of German 40. Hopefully that makes sense as well. Now GJ, let me look at GJ and then I will say hello to the chat. Alright, so the weekly closed back quite strong bullish in the end, and did end up closing with obviously creating that high low high high. So it looks like we are still very bullish on GJ here. If we begin to break above that previous weekly channel high, then we got some very clean traffic on the weekly time frame. So a bit of weakness perhaps in the yen at the minute, or strength in the pound. Don't have a wick at daily open with to the upside. We've just gap will push straight down. Don't necessarily need it, as long as any pullback is met by previous levels of resistance formed on my time frame, and resistance forms again to push it back down. But there is still a high probability, seeing we are so early into the new week and pretty much tapped into the daily support, that we will eventually flip in line with that previous weekly candle and create that upper wick and potentially continue to the upside here. So structurally, daily we are bullish once again. Was concerned by counter probabilities, which are bearish at the minute. So a little bit of a mixed bag there. 4-hour, we are, the way I see it, this is a bit of a big one. I have to have a look at this properly. We are bullish. Yep, I would say we are bullish on the 4-hour. So I'll be marking that there, I'll be marking that in, and we'll see what we've got on the 30-minute time frame. Alright. The M30, I'm just gonna do that for the time being. Just broken out of the support, slowly making a move back down to the 4-hour level. 30-minute structure is bearish by the looks of things as well. So it's a bit of a mixed bag again on GJ here, but if we bounce off this support, what I'd be looking for is price to come back up, break above the most recent resistance form within the current daily candle, around that 199.245. If we were to continue bearish, there is no need to pop back above that point there. And if we do so, close above, retest, begin to pull away, there's a high chance of coming back up to retest the next level, which isn't that far ahead though. So may not even have the margin to look for the buy, but I would consider it. Otherwise, we'll be looking for potential pullback sells. We respect the 30-minute structure, which actually won't flip until up at this point here. So you could just mark in that level as well. Just remove the one to the upside for the time being. And you'd definitely be keen on selling it if it did make a deeper pullback still going to be bearish on the M30 so long as it remains below 199,630 roughly. So that is my personal opinion of proceedings for the time being on those three pairs, guys. Perhaps sells below 198,720 as well. But yeah, let's keep an eye on the gold. And there is no rush. We plan, we wait, and we react. That's what we do. That's what we do best here. All right. First of all, YouTube. Need more likes, guys. There is more people than likes. Get those likes up. Franco, more to you. Carl, assuming Justice. Happy Monday to you. The gold's been going up since the morning. It definitely has, hasn't it? Tony Gold, welcome to you. TikTok. How are we all, guys? Don't be shy. Say g'day. Gold. Trying to trigger in sellers, but look at that. Again, one pause candle to me isn't enough. Need to see some structure for me. How are we, TikTokers? Anyone currently running any trades, let me know. Thank you to the new followers. In the meantime, what have I missed from the TikTok chat? Let me shy and say g'day, guys. Arafin, g'day to you. Welcome. Hope you had a good weekend. Seb V, so you're trading futures? No. Spot. No, I'm not trading futures, mate. This is spot gold. Triple S, do you trade us, US market? No, I don't. Oh, not really. Do 3MY with the team, but I don't watch the MY session much. Or, to be honest, it's past my bedtime. Hey, XAU will hit 33.75, 33.80 before any sell pressure. Well, it's a strong zone it's currently at, so we'll see. Hater, what number is the sell limit? There is no sell limit, so for Abdi. Hater, to be honest, I'm waiting for our hourly candle close. We sweat liquidity and waiting for an inverse and aiming to sell. Fair enough, at least you've got a plan. Yeah, hourly close is a better confirmation than just one 15-minute candle. Less maybe the tip typing tail candle is a clue. Tipping, you mean? Spinning top candle, is that what you're talking about? Mika, beautiful buying gold tonight. Well done. Popping tail candle. You're talking about that. So many different ways of calling it terminology. I refer to it as more of a hammer candle. Going up against what's been a strong push to the upside, so in my opinion, you need some structure to form before selling it, because it could just be a pause. There's nothing yet to suggest we're going to pull back. Once again, thank you to the new followers. Ahmed, when time to sell? Not just yet. 1 to 3, it's going to be extremely bearish. Pull back will be big. Who knows, mate? Fraz Ahmed, UJ. Well, it looks very similar to GJ, to be honest. Very similar. Potentially could be running some sells. Let's quickly look at the weekly. Yeah, even the weekly is the exact same as GJ. No upper week. Doesn't necessarily need one, but there's a good chance it still will pull back up and create it. Daily, though, counter probabilities being a downside might suggest otherwise. Not quite, but almost tapped into daily support. Is in an uptrend on the daily time frame, though. But counter probabilities being a downside, use that to my advantage in order to look for sells. Structure on the 4 hours bullish, but counter probabilities yet again to the downside. Marking that as support. That is actually the most recent resistance. What's in between? Okay, this is the most recent resistance form within the current daily candle, so I'd obviously mark that in. And what I would suggest is that if we remain below it, then there's a good chance we could continue bearish, potentially all the way down to the 147.80 sort of region here, this 4-hour support. Yeah, it could have possibly been in some early sells. It looks like there were potentially a few options. So what I'd be looking for is now for, again, the pullback. Price respects that level, I'd be looking for sells. And otherwise, if you're not in a sell and then you're a bit late, obviously, so you're probably best to wait, see how price reacts to the 4-hour support. And if it begins to form some structure, because it is still in a big strong uptrend, irrespective of the 30-minute time frame. So if it did pull back, that could just be the weekly crane grabbing liquidity from in the previous weekly candle to a previous level of support, the 4-hour level. But I'd be looking for a bit of structure to form. Once again, it could be on the 15-minute time frame. Try to correlate it with at least a really strong bullish hourly candle, even better yet, the 4-hour. And that could be ready, or well, that could be enough to suggest it's found support and ready to head back up. So that's what I personally be looking at on UJ. I don't trade it, but thank you nonetheless for your question. Carl, good to you. Hey, how you doing? Great week. Weekend, yeah, pretty good. Been hitting the gym really hard. So you guys already know. Smashed the legs today. Legs, chest, and biceps today. Probably my 2 least favorite upper body muscle groups, well, muscles. But the legs have been a big focus of late, and they are, oh, mate, they're looking really good for a change. Sasha, you train GU? No, I don't. I can look at it for you if you like, but I do not trade it. My members just made me think of Franco because he trades it, so I'll send a link for you guys. And you know what? Probably his analysis just there, so have a look at that. All right, so yep, that looks pretty good. It's resistance at the daily high. It's about to break it. There possibly could be buyers. Is it tapping into a 4-hour support? It bounced off it. I'll have a look shortly. All right, let me quickly do the top down. We're not yet close to a gold trade, so I'm happy to do the top down quickly on GU here. Previous weekly strong bearish. Usually off the back of that, I'd be more inclined to look for sell options moving forward here today in GU to begin the week. However, what we can see is we're tapped into very strong level of support, which lines up with some previous resistance here to the left hand side. So it could be a potential level that price does begin to reverse from. What other confirmations do we have of that? Let's go down the time frames. Daily, not much on the daily. We do have candle probabilities to the downside. Long rejection wick of that previous daily candle suggests that we perhaps could have grabbed liquidity from the upside in order to continue bearish. However, current candle forms support below the previous daily candle's low. Have we just grabbed liquidity from the downside in order to head back up and fill that wick, perhaps? Or we're just pulling back to grab some more liquidity from the upside. We begin to break our own low. There's likely going to be some nice options to take a sell below that point there. 4-hour structure is technically, the way I see it, I would still call that bearish just. Yep. But we have counter probabilities also to the upside. So that's the current 4-hour range. Below it is not clean. I mean, this whole big level of support to the downside. All right, so on EM30 here, yeah, it's going to be tricky selling it below the low. It's going to be very tricky. So forget that idea, but I don't mind this idea that if we did begin to pop above the most recent resistance formed, which is at the daily high, if we begin to pop above it, close above it, retest it, then potentially it could be options to take a bite back up. Now I want to see some sell pressure step in though at this point to trigger in some sellers, grab liquidity. Once again, if the buyers become to wipe those sellers out, that's when I trust it. Seeing we're straight bullish, I'm not sure if I trust it on this particular approach. I've triggered in sellers here on the 15. There is absolutely zero momentum at the minute, so I'd really want to see a nice strong closure above before I trust it. Definitely needs to retest and then begin to pull away. Yeah, but personally, I do not trade it. Morningstar. No idea what you mean by that. A.C.T gold continues towards 33.75 support. Resistance, I think you mean, potentially. Be high. I hope you will go to 3,400. Fair enough, someone's probably in a buy. Morningstar. Oh, this is Strolley stream. Best of luck. And again, you've lost me. If you're trying to be funny, you're not actually that funny, to be honest. Arafin, all good, mate. All good. How is yours? To the question mark emoji. What you thinking now? Wait, we need some structure to form here on gold. We're starting to form a bit on the 5-minute. Form support on the 15, so we're starting to pave the way for some potential sells. I just need to wait. 23 thoughts on AU. Buy it. Never sell it. Buy it. I hate this. I hate analyzing this pair. I never trade it because I just want it to go up. Yeah, no. About to go overseas. I send money overseas frequently, so I just never want to trade against it. Thank you to the sub on YouTube. Yeah, but anyway, looking at the weekly, very strong rejection that previous weekly candle, which is probably, you know, a bit due, I suppose, with DXY was in such a solid downtrend. About time it made a bit of a bounce back. So most majors sold off a bit last week. So very little volume within the current daily candle. I'd be marking in both the high and low of it. Whoops. And I'd be looking to see what we have either side of the high and low. No real candle probabilities yet, seeing we are just the inside bar candle. The previous candle did close back bullish, but left a long upper wick. Wow, did reject the last significant lower high here, so we are still structurally bearish, but we have form support at previous support here to the left, and we do have the high low high high, which could suggest we may head back up to retest the level where the structure will flip back bullish. But really, in order for it to be confirmed, it's 65,550. It has to close above that wick to the upside, really. But again, might be a decent level to look for buys from, seeing you're still in the bottom third of the 4-hour resist 4-hour range. M30 structure is definitely bearish, so it'd be more focused on the downside, but there is not really, there's no level to sell it from unless it starts to pop back below this support really here at 64.966. At that point, you're back below 6,500 flat, or 65 cents flat. It's a psychological round number, where it's likely going to be both buy and sell orders. So if it does, the sellers win and price pops below it, then there's a good chance of him back down, as much as I hate to say it, 64.80, that sort of region. To the upside, yeah, I mean, it's a slow trickle up. There is no momentum, but otherwise it doesn't look too bad if it closes above 65.151. Not a great deal of margin, but you could perhaps look for an early entry. Maybe just trail a stop, because it could reject 6520. It is some people refer to it as a psychological number, but also that 20 level, I mean, but also it is 15-minute resistance, so there's no guarantee it's just gonna burst straight through it. It's just lacking momentum. But otherwise, I mean, 6,500, if it does pop back down, form support. You're looking for a longer term hold, but you can maybe place a stop below the swing point and then trail it if it begins to push away. So and that would be more off the back of the 4-hour, the fact that you got high low higher high, the counter probabilities. That is AU for anyone who is interested. Loyalty family GU, so I've checked that. Yep. XX run war XX, thinking bullish. Yeah, It's a little bit all over the place to be honest. Sketchmas. Yeah, hope you all, mate. Yep, Franco had a look. Sketchmas, I know you hate prop firms, but which one do you think are legit? Definitely FDMO. Fivers. FDMO and Fivers. Audacity. Audacity as well. Seeing payouts, confirmations. Some of the other guys said they've been getting paid out. Some of the others, so probably not the man to ask. My experience was a bad one. So sure, no problem. Nif, what do you think about gold? So I've been over and waiting for some structure to form at this 4-hour resistance for some potential sell options. DS Nivek, good evening to you. Welcome, mate. Hope you're well. Good morning. Likewise, hope you had a good weekend. Hope it was a great one. Crypto, how's it going? All good. Just patiently waiting. K styles effects, 1 hour. Still quite bullish here on the hourly. It's bullish across the board. That's why we need structure to form before selling it. Had you sold off the back of one bearish candle there, you'd be now getting wrecked. So King, horrible price action at the minute. It is, and it's only early, so it's all good. 23, all good. All things animals win rate, right, literally 80%. Right on 80%. With that win towards the end of last week. Just check the hourly up. Hater, has anyone used Maven prop firm? Never heard of him. Husko 44, sell. I'm preferring it just because where we're at, but there is no entry at the minute. After you want the buy re-entry, for me again, pull back around 33.61. Because we're trading into this wick, which is just, and all that to the left. It's one big zone here on the 4 hour. Also, obviously, daily resistance. So, and if you're not in buys from earlier, it's just that I personally would rather wait for a pullback buy. And with trading, you want to be more comfortable in your trade, so do what makes you feel more comfortable. And for me, I wouldn't be comfortable buying into the resistance, so I just preference looking for some potential sells and otherwise look for buys lower down. Arafin. Oh, nice strong closure above. Yeah, 5 minute looking good. I'll be looking for now. What's the time? So we'll have a few things here. A 30 minute looks like it could close above within it. What I would preference is if this 15 closed weak bearish. So something like so. Then we've retested that, what was the resistance at the previous daily, at the daily high, sorry. Bouncing off it, closing weak bearish, forming a minor resistance above it. That lower wick suggests we would have grabbed liquidity from that zone, so then all I'd wait for is a bit of a lower wick. And then true as it begins to break above your bearish counter high, but it'll allow for spread. The spread is a little bit wider on the indices. Or the other thing you could be doing is just waiting for a 5 minute closure back above. So they're the two options. Give a bit of an eye on it. But again, full disclosure, I'm not trading this live. It would just be paper trading for the time being because I need to do my own due diligence. It is a different beast, a very, very different kettle of fish to gold. It's a lot more volatile. I need to work out lot sizes and all that. So I want to just, be confident, comfortable with it because again, it does move a lot more volume before I actually begin to trade it live. Freak morning, market open buys and gold again. Well done. Arafin, you like the look of it? Yeah, I think it does look good. Bartman, appreciate it. Benny DeWall, rage bait. No idea what you mean. Sketchmas, all good, mate. Yeah, definitely. FDMO. I actually did. Well, I didn't purchase it, but I did sign up. But I've just not actually paid. That was a couple months ago I thought, no, I'm gonna do it, but I'll when I'm ready. When I'm ready, who knows? Maybe next month when I'm got a bit more time in my hands. All right, DE40 looking really good. Looking really good because we're tapped in now on the on the 30. Okay, if this 30 closes above, the new M30 doesn't need to retest this zone. Reason being is because within this catalyst 30-minute candle, we've got the technically a break, a retest on the 5-minute. So all we require on the new M30/15 is a bit of a low wick, and for me it would be valid off the back of that. So I'm watching gold on my MetaTrader. Again, there is no entry for me on gold at the minute, so let's just keep an eye on DE40. They're moving very similar fashion at the minute. Oh, it's going without the confirmation. So the other thing, like I mentioned, was wait for the 5-minute. Now, if it closes significantly above, potentially that limit order interruption play could be present. The trade that worked an absolute T on Friday on gold. Worked to the T. That was a cracking trade. Just didn't get triggered in. Still don't know how. For India, I had another position of 33.57. What I think of ETH USD, it's the only crypto I actually hold. Yeah, it looks like it's kind of its turn in the spotlight, to be honest. ETH. Once again, it's going to be very bullish, just the way I look at it weekly. Obviously, closed strong bullish. Nice strong catalyst too. We actually closed above resistance here to the left. Current candle, we're about to have counter probabilities to the upside as soon as it breaks above that previous weekly high. Daily, it's in a big strong uptrend. Be marking a daily low though, just to see if there is any sort of catalyst below it for potential sells. 4 hour, but crypto again, different kettle of fish. I've just looked for, whilst we're in a big strong uptrend, I'd be looking for pullback zones. So I'd be looking for potentially pullback to 36.76, and as long as we remain above this support 3500 flat, now I see it's technically bullish on the 4 hour, so I'd be looking for pullback buys from there. Are we at resistance? No, we've cleared that resistance. A little bit more here to the left. Yeah, so in regards to any potential sells, I want to see a catalyst, and that would be structure flipping on the minor time frame. Don't have that yet. We did retest it on the 30-minute. Not sure if 30 or 15 is best for ETH. Probably stick to the 30. And we did bounce off it and respect structure here. So for me, it'd be nice if it popped up a little bit higher. Would there be buys? Continuation buys? Let me quickly suss that out. Don't have the data. Yeah, closures above. Closures above that point there could be good for some potential buy options. Oops, what am I doing here? Sorry, just music stopped, so. Yeah, so I'd be looking for potential continuation buys above the high. Otherwise, pullback buys. I would not be looking to sell it. Again, start of the week, it's been in a big strong uptrend. For me, until you have a catalyst such as the 30-minute structure flipping bearish, which is not anytime soon, we just bounced off it. That's where I might consider looking for some sells. Gold continuing to push up, not bad at all, because at least we've formed support here, guys, so I can mark that in. That becomes the level we want to be below to sell it now. Price begins to, again, tapped into the higher level. 30 minutes prior to London Open. If we reject, we're now starting to form some structure here. So closure below, and I would be interested in selling it back down to 33.61. DE40 had a close. Yeah, nice strong closure above the limit order would be probably the only thing I'd consider. Got another lower wick. Yeah, for me, I'd be considering the limit order back of the high of that 5-minute pullback resistance swing. Limit order buy, stop loss back probably below the resistance, but unfortunately that is the move. Plain traffic could well continue to the upside now. Quickly have a look at GJ, continuing bearish at the minute. But anyway, my focus is on the gold. It's yeah, I did, didn't I? All right. Arafin, what's your mark at? For what? $740. Laura? Taxing? It just depends because I've got a slightly different I've obviously registered as a business. I wasn't doing it that way, but I am now. It's just much easier, so I pay myself a wage basically from that. But yeah, your broker will download a report for you at the end of the financial year. There are things you can claim, so trading, commissions, and all that. But good to have a good accountant, that's for sure. It's good to know accountants as well. Yeah, Arafin is gone. It's off the races. So again, looks good to continue up. Harley, yeah, so it's made the move. So for me, I would have waited for the 5-minute, but it obviously it's gone without it. It's all good. And again, this is why not just jumping straight into trading it, because yes, essentially what I do should work across the board, even on the cryptos and that, but what you need to be, you know, wary of that not every pair or every asset is equal. I mean, look at the price of this compared to gold as well. So it's a much bigger asset class. It's a much bigger asset class. So therefore it moves with a lot more, you know, volume. You got to be wary of that. You got to be used to that as well. Got to determine exactly what lot sizes will be best to trade this thing. To be honest, I'll probably only risk as opposed to using fixed lots as I do with gold. I'd probably only be willing to risk a certain percent trading this pair or this indice, because it's just a lot more volatile. So perhaps 1.5%, whereas gold, my risk is variable, it's floating. Just depends on what, if I deem it to be a really high quality, high probable entry, I'm likely to go full risk. Something that's still probable, still ticks the boxes, still has enough confluences to take it, but it might be a, you know, just might be doubting something. Could be because London open, which is a little bit unpredictable. I might go slightly lower risk. And if something back off the back of more intuition, that's usually when I go to the lowest risk. Dean, g'day to you. Had a trade open on Friday, was 20 pips profit and slipped my break even. It happens, mate. Was that news? That's the thing, when news breaks, or there is breaking news, or there is scheduled news, unless you're in a massive profit, and it's still risky even then to hold it into a trade, unless you're swing trading or something. I really don't recommend having a trade going into it, because you can get slipped on your break even. It's not uncommon to be slipped in your break even. Sometimes my runner might get slipped, not much, but sometimes a pip or two upon the pullback to break even, since I set it to break even. There is no guarantees they're not going to get slipped. Nerfing, nice one. Laura, you trading just independently or you with team? No, it's just independent, but under a company name. Nerfing the 4 hour, yeah, 4 hour. I think your counter probability is now being to the upside. 4 hour looks good off the back of that rejection. So the next thing would be to look for, first of all, have we tapped into a target? Not quite. Second option would be either a pause play on 5 minute. So this candle closes maybe weak bearish, followed by an engulfing candle which does not tap in. Kind of feel like you're a bit late to the party. The best scenario is just literally wait for it to pull back, or just buy limit that little 5 minute swing point. In fact, again, because full disclosure, I'm not trading this pair live at the minute, I just want to put that there and see what would happen if it did actually pull back to it. So still waiting on the gold here. Laura, you trade. Yeah, sorry, read that. D59 balls. In gold, we wait how this candle close and potentially sell if it's bearish. Nah, for me, the sell point is below the support. Dean, it was NY Open. I was doing a uni assignment and lost track of time, but saw the setup and went in. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a tough one, man. It happens. Unfortunately, but it's all part of trading. YouTube, guys, only 19 likes. Please, if you could, smash the like button. Let me know how you've been going throughout this month. Are you looking at any pairs at the minute? If so, which ones? Are you currently running any trades? If so, which ones? I want to start bringing back also a giveaway, monthly giveaway. But I've got to work out how to do it, seeing as 2 different platforms. So you want to be a subscriber. YouTube, TikTok, you want to be a follower. You want to be a subscriber, you're welcome to as well. There'll be benefits for subscribers as well moving forward. Amaz, which chart? Gold. So as you can see it just there, XAUUSD spot gold. Have a look at the news for the remainder of the week moving forward. All right, so it looks like Thursday is a big one for the euro, the pound, and the US dollar, all with PMI readings to come. Also for the Aussie dollar with the governor, I think it's Judy Bullock. Interesting surname. I think it's actually Bullock, but it does read opposite, doesn't it? Sorry guys. Mine sometimes in the gun. And Friday, retail sales for the pound. And that's about it. Otherwise, next week's the big one. Next week we've got ADP, FOMC, and NFP all in one. It's gonna be a huge week next week. So otherwise, Wednesday seems to be the big day for this week here. That's something to definitely be wary of moving forward. Read some interesting comments once again over the weekend about Trump, how the whole situation there. I think he came out and said the guy's an idiot, which typical of Trump. Just say it as it is. The guy's an idiot. But once again, a lot of board members are hinting at more of a spin on cutting the rates. They're more in favor on cutting rates moving forward, so that could lead to, again, a bit of weakness in the DXY. Strength to gold, strength to crypto. Hopefully the majors before I go away also comp the Aussie. Arun Atul. Big retest coming. Not sure. I can wait and see. Lucky, but it will come down. Potentially, but for me there's no confirmation yet to sell or buy, so just waiting. Then you have a trade on NAS right now. Yeah, 23,094, following with my trailing stop only on my funded, not live. 23,094, nice one. The drawings from last week, so. Well, you're safely in profit, mate, so at resistance, just be wary of that. Yeah, that's a strong resistance. So it's the all-time high. Doesn't mean it can't break through it, but you're in some decent profit. Don't be too greedy. Without doing the proper top down, I know it's in a big strong uptrend, so I'd be preferencing the buys. But similar to gold, unless you're already in a buy, it's a bit tricky to buy it just now because you're buying it into the resistance at the all-time high. So you're probably best to wait for it to either pull back, form support above the most recent support, to look for more buys. Or potentially, sorry guys, just one sec. Or potentially, once again, close above. Nice strong impulse. And look for continuation buys. But prior to it, you want to see sellers be triggered in. So it would convince me that I would grab some more liquidity before making the move to the upside into new all-time high territory. And I'd also consider potential sells probably below. It's not technically flipping structure, but again, seeing it's at a strong level of resistance. If it was to continue bullish, there is no need to pop below the support at 23,125, and if it does, then it's likely heading back down to 23,100 roughly. Focus on gold though, guys. There's the focus. 2 minutes left of the M15. Looks like we'll be waiting for London Open. CB, yep, currently looking at gold. D, nice one. Well done, mate. So good trade. YouTube, what's going on, guys? You guys are awfully quiet. CP gold goes down next hour. Thoughts? I believe there's a good chance it will go down if it pops below and closes below 33.6544. Is that point we're creating a lower low, sorry, after tapping into a 4-hour resistance? Could lead to a deeper sell-off. Also, the 4-hour has a high low high to the previous, so if it begins to flip, break the support formed at its own low, I believe again that could lead to a deeper pullback. So potentially, but I'd want it to be below that point. Guys, just give us 2 seconds. That's a drop on GJ and UJ. GJ and UJ. Yep, back at support. So I'd be looking for, again, like I mentioned earlier, if you weren't in sales from higher up, you best just wait for buys. It's still quite bullish. I'd be looking for structure to form from this level on both. 2 seconds, guys. I was still half asleep. Fair enough, mate. Nev busy managing GJing gold trades. Okay, fair enough. Hopefully they're in profit. Josh, Asia session move up was so easy to predict. I sent in a chart to my members group and I'm pretty sure it's tapped into one of those levels and bounced off where I minimum want it to pull back to. We're looking for especially continuation bias above. To predict, I mean, maybe you to react to, I think is what you're probably trying to say. Asian session for me is I don't trade it because I prefer to do other things of the day. For instance, today I was big workout at the gym and a few other things to do in the morning. But for the most part, it does move really well. There is heaps of volume. I find that London session consolidates a lot more. Doesn't move as nicely as what it does during Asian session. Asian session gold is just, for the most part, it's really nice to trade. We'll eventually start trading it more often again, I suppose, during the Asian session when it, it's convenient for me. And why I'm never really up to watch it move not past the first hour or so anyway. Nev, just partials from earlier, nice one. Asian session has been damn fire this year. It has been cracking, it really has. Was trying it early on this year and making killing from it, really doing well from it. But again, it's just a matter of what suits. I know it is there that I can trade it if I want to. Again, Josh, yeah, no, all good, all good. Enzo, yes, you agree also. Fair enough. Sorry to keep harping on, guys, but there's 42 of you on stream. If you could, please smash that like button. YouTube, TikTok, thank you to 80 odd of you currently, and to the 34 new followers. To smash that screen for me. Question mark emoji. Yeah, I'm still focused more on the sells, just that because of the level we're at, but I'm not going to sell it until we're below support. Now for the buyers, there again, it's just that wick, that it's a bearish candle, so it could reject anywhere within it. Again, it's a daily and 4-hour resistance. Otherwise, if this closed bullish engulfing, and let's just say it was lower in a week and I've had a really good week, I may risk it for the biscuit just off a price action pattern that would actually be valid, but it's just not a good level, so I'm not willing to take that as my first trade of the week. Gotta be patient and disciplined and stick to the plan, and that's exactly how I'll be going about it for the time being, guys. G73 is big resistance. This whole level, it's massive resistance on a 4-hour daily. So Salisbury, 15. Sort of 4-hour. Yeah, it's at some resistance here. It's literally tapped into the next level, but again, it's a one big level in my opinion. G, yeah, looking for sells, but I prefer it to be below 33.65. That is this region here, 65.40 to be exact. Chris, morning to you, brother. That reminds me, members, any thoughts on today's education session? I have one thing I can briefly go over, but it's something we've sort of been over, but it's just to reiterate something. But otherwise, you guys feel free, my members, to drop it in the chat. If you can't be on the stream, it will be on the call, sorry, it will be recorded either way, so have a think. I'll be more than happy to go over it. Yeah, very wise words. Plan to trade and trade to plan 100%. That's what we do best on this stream, so we won't give into anything between. I mean, sometimes something may present in between which is valid, but for the most part it would be forcing something, so I don't do that. I patiently wait for my plan to present. It's good to be fluid in the markets and not be so fixated, but at the same time you need to be strict. You need to follow some rules when you're moving away, diverging from your plan slightly. Oops, let me... Trade's taken. Let me remove that, YouTube. We're all about discipline and patience on this stream. There is no FOMO. Didn't purchase any more silver. It's 2 weeks in a row, guys. It's almost, that's going against my plan actually. That literally is. That's my plan is minimum every fortnight, so I have to bite the bullet and buy at these exorbitant prices. It's pretty much all-time highs. It's Australian dollar, but I still have conviction, so I still believe it's going to continue to push bullish well beyond the current level. I believe it will eventually reach 3 figures against the US dollar. Obviously, I'll be more, yeah, more against the Australian dollar. 3 figures, but higher. Alright guys, so just under 5 minutes remaining until session open, and there really is not a great deal going on, to be honest, on gold here at the minute. We're just waiting patiently. Let's see if the session open brings in the volume, and let's see if we can shift this thing a bit. Josh, these are zones of liquidity. So zones to the low end where buyers have obviously stepped in, formed support, confirmed support. So I drag down to the lowest point of any bullish candle. That is my level of support. We can see below it, if we break support based off price action, we close below it, retest, and begin to pull away. And there's a high probability we're heading back down to the most recent resistance. That's the actual next level I've got marked in, just because we're far off any other level. I mean, 33.51 is, besides the current support, that is the next level of support. But that is the next level of interest, this resistance that we could potentially react to. If I use the highest point of any bearish candle, generally speaking, I mark it into the closest closure of any bearish candle, but just to make it a bit deeper, drag it down a little bit further. So the upside is the gray zones at a 4 hour. So that's pretty much the one big 4 hour zone. Again, generally speaking, you drag it to highest point of any bearish candle, but when I go down to the 15, I can see this bullish wick is a bearish wick. So we need to be really above that point to convince me I've cleared. But the issue again with that is you're running straight into more resistance, which once again is the daily 4 hour resistance. That's very tricky to the upside gold unless it pulls back or just creates a really clean move through it. All right, let's suss a few things out here. No margin. Question mark, when you think after session opens, again, I just need to wait. It's all about 33.65 for me at the minute. Maz, you just made 20 pound, nice one. You know, UJ looks nice for buys. We close up resistance and looking for buys maybe. Yeah, UJ is very clean. Just need to form some structure, in my opinion. So create a bit of structure, form that minor resistance at support, maybe correlate for nice strong hourly closure, and then it'd be right for a buy. Still very bullish, just the minor time frame is bearish. That's the only thing. But the overall picture to me is more bullish than bearish. All right, rejecting once again here on gold. Phil, good day to you. Tolu teaches Forex, just joined the live stream. I'm looking for alpha sells and gold when London session opens. What are you looking at? Yeah, I'm looking for sells as well, but I want to be below 33.6540. Phil, all good, mate. Hope you're well. F silver is used a lot in solar. Yep, it definitely is. Huge demand in solar, EV in general. All that, you know, the EV cars, all that crap. Just all electrics is used in. The demand is starting to outweigh. It's definitely outweighs supply. There's going to be a massive shortage of silver. It's used in literally everything. All our devices does have silver. Nev out on gold. GJ, so that's my data. Nice one. Good work. Lee, nothing in a minute. So we got session open upon us, guys. Let's see what it's going to bring. Are we going to actually trigger in more sellers and start to move below the support here, or the buyer's going to step back in? Market open now, guys, so let's see. We get a market open bell. TikTok's got a sound effect problem. You got a drum. Oh, dude. Sorry, guys. When time sell, tell me, Ahmed. I will if there is time to sell. At the minute, there is nothing. Gotta wait patiently for my plan to present. I don't have it just yet. Quickly look at GJ. Nice closure on 15, and it closed. Oh, okay, that's a really nice reversal catalyst just there. Potential reversal catalyst. It's not yet formed structure, but what you've done is you've really pulled back further, well, far into the 4-hour resistance. You've closed the 30 back bullish, leaving a long lower wick. You got the 15 closing bullish, engulfing as well, so that's a dual catalyst. So that would not be that bad of an entry, to be honest, on GJ. On YouTube, you gotta do better than that. 27 likes. You could just take one moment out of your time to smash that like button. Let's get up to like 35, 40. I'm gonna start doing giveaways, but we need to get these. You guys gonna help me out. One thing that really interests me, I actually had to look into this, having A.C.T. silver coins minted. How would that be for a giveaway? But that's going to cost a fair bit. That's minimum order is ridiculous. But who knows? Maybe down the line. Phil, you're looking at EU buys. EU buys? Waiting on gold here. Going against that weekly. Just bounced off support. You got 4-hour counter probabilities to the upside. Bit of room to target here on the 4-hour. 30. I know you look at it on the hourly and 2-hour. Yeah, the hourly looks really good. I'm sure that's probably what your confirmation is. Close above resistance here. Yeah, it does look pretty good. It's not retested this zone yet, but otherwise it does look good. Back to gold. So again, potentially showing some signs of exhaustion here though on the hourly. It did leave a long upper wick, closing back a weaker bullish candle. But once again, we still remain above this 33.6550, 33.66 region. I really want to be below it to be convinced. To confirm, first of all, that lower low at the 4-hour/daily resistance. And if that's the case, that's still the preference for me to look for, to execute on potential sales. Otherwise, for the buys, I just don't like it to the upside because you're buying it into 4-hour resistance and daily resistance. Just is what it is. I'm not going to chase the buy. I'd rather buy it on the pullback. And I want to be comfortable in my trades. I would not be comfortable trying to buy it at the resistance. USA going down. It's just stuck in a minute. Stuck in nasty consolidation, which was pretty much gold all last week on stream. Let's fingers crossed, guys. Can't cross my fingers. Hands are no good. Fingers crossed it's not one of those weeks again, guys, when it just does this shit all stream for London session. We might have to start trading Asian session live. Which I will maybe do some live Asian session streams again, right? Once I'm away, I'll have more time. Just not sure how TikTok will work, because last time I streamed from overseas, I got banned. But I'll give you guys ample warning, so you can jump across to YouTube. Plus YouTube, you get full screen, guys. You get full screen, you get the full layout, it looks a lot more professional. Hamza, gold needs to hit 33.78 before going down potentially. Do you think that uptrend in gold was because of China and Taiwan? Is there something breaking? This is the go-to for any breaking news. Been from earlier today. No, I can't see anything. No, not that I can see. It would definitely be here in red folder if any news is coming out of China and Taiwan. Bjorn, good day to you. How can I join the team or the later trade group? Well, links are on the description on the profile page, mate. Just click on the wallet, link. But this is how it works, guys. So Monday I do an education session with the team, and that's generally about 2.5 hours from now. So it's about an hour and a half after the stream. I'll do a quick live market update. Also, Tuesday we do the pre-MY. Tuesday and Wednesday we do pre-MY, and it generally goes through about anywhere between an hour and a half. Just depends as well. Sometimes I'll jump on a bit earlier if there is a potential trade, and we'll start it earlier. In between, got the trade ideas section, which I call out not every day of the week, but there's generally speaking, 3 or so plus trades. That's for when I'm not on a call with the members or on the live stream. It's just other trades that I'm looking at in between. And Thursday is generally a live market update. We sometimes hang around for a bit if there is something presenting. That's into pre-MY. Friday's accountability after the call, after the stream. That goes through again, just depending on the team, how many are on there. And every second Sunday is Sim Sunday. Bjorn? No, this subscription is the... What are you talking about? I'm a bit confused. Subscription for TikTok's different. That's but that soon enough you will get some sub only calls on that. But I've only got 1 subscriber. But that's not the actual VIP group. VIP groups, again, you can find it on my profile page. Yeah, if anyone who is interested, I mean, it's pretty much the same price as a streaming service, very close to it, but all good. I appreciate the support on the stream. Tommy, more to you, brother. Hope you're well. Yeah, look at that GJ. Wow, then you back on it, makes nice moves. Is what it is, but I've chosen to not trade GJ. Maybe a little bit too soon. German 40. All right, so it's not come back down. So that, forget it. Let's see. It's another one I might look at a bit, but pretty much the same thing as German 40, very similar. Deep, good morning to you. Hoping. Don't really hope for anything. What am I looking at? I'm looking at price to reject the high time frame resistance here and pop below the most recent minor support. Force themselves. Otherwise, just looking for buys from lower down upon a pullback. The only other option too, I mean, if it does make a clean move now, and again, I'm not prepared to take it into the wire resistance, daily resistance, is if it actually pulled back to 33.66, that's sort of level form support again. As long as it's a pretty clean move up, clean move down, then we've opened up all this mess to the left, all these wicks, and that's when I would start to consider buying it from around that level. But it's all right, guys. Let's see. Still the first 15 minutes of London session. keep approaching the daily high and rejecting it. So let's see if it does lead to more of a sell-off. Deep wave stroke, yeah, exactly. Break that lower low. Do I backtest often? Pretty much every second week, every second Sunday. I was doing it more often a couple years back. And there is nothing wrong with backtesting. I mean, it's a good way to hone in on your strategy, or something that you've maybe been seeing happen regularly, but you don't really trust so much just yet to trade live. All good, deep. Raz, can I buy now? If it's within your plan, for me, I don't see any potential buys at the minute. Paraffin? Nah, not in a minute. This is just a mess. I say push back to 3330, I think you mean. Man, it's well off. Who knows, mate? Not worried about that level. Once again, thank you to all the new followers. Do appreciate it, guys. Do this Monday to Friday. Birmingham City, there's a huge imbalance with those two bullish candles. Price will reverse at some point. So I'm out here. I don't trade imbalances and fair value gaps in that, but yeah, I see what you mean. I'm also looking for a potential sell, but wait and see. B3N, possible go to 3342. Anything's possible. Once again, we're far off it. I mean, unless you've got order set for a buy, or if that's a target. It's in a big strong uptrend, so yeah, to be honest, I wouldn't be targeting that. Again, if you're a swing trader, then you probably got a different reason to be targeting that area. You might be using fibs or some indicators, so on, so forth. I just don't see why that would be a target otherwise. Birmingham City, yep. Waiting for it to close below 33.65.44. More than likely closure below. May look for an impulse entry if it is valid in accordance to my rules for an impulse entry. We're in it too. I see a triple top almost break structure. Am I correct? Again, it all depends on time frames you're looking at. On a 5 minute, yeah, you could argue that. It's not breaking structure yet though. Same in the 15. Yeah, I mean, it's just continuing to pull back up and retest the resistance here and rejecting. But again, off the back of that, I mean, because you don't have that confirmation until the count's closed to confirm that it's rejected. Because whilst it's pushing bullish, it could continue bullish, so you can't, well, you can do whatever you want, but off the back of that, I can't just sell it. Because it could just rip through. At some point, what we gotta remember, guys, it's in a big, strong uptrend. At some point, if we continue to approach, it could eventually just burst straight through it. Like so. So I'm not prepared to sell it every time just say we pull back, just in case, because you don't know. And there's always someone, I know there's always someone who said, look, if you just sold it where you put sells from below, you could have had 3 wins by now or whatever. Yes, I understand, but what if it's the candle that did this and I get absolutely wrecked because I wasn't patient enough to follow my plan, stick to my rules, and I got FOMO and just wanted to be in a trade? I would feel absolutely shithouse. And you guys who like to perhaps follow along, you're learning at the same time, would also not feel great about it. You'll think I can't trade for shit at the same time. So it's not what I want to do. I have a plan, I have some rules, and I'm sticking to that plan and those rules. So for me, I want to be below 33, 65, 44. That to me is a strong enough confirmation. If and when it comes, who knows, I can look for some potential sells. Happens on stream, fantastic. If it doesn't, so be it. If it happens while I'm making dinner or having dinner, nothing I can do about it, because that's often when the charts start to move. But I'm not, I don't want the charts to dictate my life, so. Everything, yeah, I've got one little attacker, one little man, my little boy, little champion. You'll likely see him occasionally pops up on stream when I'm back over there next month. Handsome little. Definitely going to be a heartbreaker. You pop a little boy. Birmingham City, yes, 100%. I'm contrarian. Big contrarian. Do not believe any of the bullshit I read or see on the news or in the media. You're talking about trading? Well, contrarian trading, then looking for sells looks pretty good because it's very bullish. I have my thoughts on some events going on around the world and all that, and I do voice it a little bit in the subscription only area. King selling retracement basically. Well, looking for the confirmation. We could soon have it. I mean, we're trying to reject here. Geo gonna drop to 3374.3. You mean gonna bounce? Wow, look at GJ. Anyone in GJ buys at the minute. All right, it'll be, the good thing is if it closes this 15-minute below, we're also closing a 30-minute candle below, which is a stronger confirmation. So we can use that to add confluence to a potential entry. Rejecting the 4-hour/daily resistance. So for me, it's as simple as that. That's what we're waiting for, the closure below. And we could have some potential sell options. DC 2938 sell. That's what I'm currently looking for, waiting for a confirmation. Brunator. No, I don't trade BTC. King 1 hour. You will have the counter probabilities bearish below that point, but you don't yet have the confirmation. So we've still got time, guys. We've still got 10 minutes. On YouTube, 29 likes. Let's get up to 35. We'll be able to get to that minimum. Hater, yeah, I don't know why people would trade it in funding, to be honest. just too crazy, too easily manipulated as well. All right, guys, I will be back in 1 minute. Don't go anywhere. We've still got 9 minutes to wait for confirmations here on gold, so I'm not going to miss anything. Be back shortly. Alrighty, team. Let's see, are we going to get close below here on gold? Looking good for some potential sells. If we, again, we want to close right near the low here. We don't want to start to pull back and close back above. But we'll see. So I'm going to now have a look at to see what is the lowest point of the current candle. Because we're likely going to be looking for, if it, first of all, if it is valid, the entry is likely going to come just a bit below that point there. So on my broker, it's 3364.68. So 3364.45 roughly. Now I'm allowing for a little bit more spread because if you guys remember last Monday, I think it was, I got triggered in to a trade by the spread, which again, a lot of my team members didn't. They were fortunate enough not to, but generally speaking, I keep it 2 pips below or above an entry point. But I'm just going to round it down to 2.3. We'll see. Who mean not just yet? No. Sales reaching fair value. Let's see. Mentorgo. Not just yet, but potentially. Let's quickly have a look at the 5 minute as well. Nice catalyst forming potential in the 5. This closes weak bullish. We've formed another minor support below previous support here. So following candle, as long as we create just a bit of an upper wick, we don't necessarily need to tap back into it. It would be best if we did. We don't necessarily need to, but we're looking really good, guys. So again, if we close below, that means the 5 minutes going to close back weak bullish, but below that level. Sorry guys. So long as we don't pull back too far, I'd still be interested. So we're looking pretty good. Stop loss would be below, just above the 15-minute high. It's about a 40 pip stop. A little more, I think, around 40. So we got to now wait just over 30 seconds for the confirmation. Journeying together, whatever trade you think is best for you. For me, I'm looking for gold sales. Ahmed, I will tell you all if there is and when there is. Just patiently wait. Let's drop down a bit more. We don't want to close back too far, guys. We want to just reject a little bit more now. All right, we're closing below his 5 minute support. Just not absolutely perfect, but I'm still gonna take it if we have an upper wick and begin to break the low. I still believe we've got clean traffic. There's a good chance we're gonna at least pull back to pre-test previous resistance. Look, had this pop straight up with no low wick, I may have considered taking an early sell. But I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna set the order. So for 45. Wow, that's big discrepancy to here. Now, ways to manage this trade would be, as soon as you trigger in, I would just adjust stop loss to a bit above the current candle, just to just above the zone here. What would be even better is if this 5 closes strong bearish without triggering us into a trade, and then enter it on the next candle. That would be a really nice option if that was to present. Priscilla? No, there's people. That was, if you guys could hear that bang, sound like someone broke something in the kitchen. Jazz going 33, 55, 58. Maybe, we'll see. So ideally I wouldn't want to be triggering this first 5 minute, but I'm still going to trust it. I still believe we break the low, there's a good chance I'm just going to make the move down. Oh, and it's all, don't tell me I just closed my sell when I could have kept it running. Oh, as long as it took profits, mate. Can't be greedy. We all want to get a piece of the pie. Now I hope it's a bull. Come on, mate. Sharing's caring, isn't it? We're all mates here. So really nice bearish 5 minute candle here back below. That support would be a really solid confirmation too. Or it's Ukraine. Is it an order block? It's 15-minute support. I suppose a lot of people consider this whole area an order block consolidation. But irrespective, I'm not in yet, so it's all good. Bloody family, gold is a buy. It's pulling back to. That's fair enough, mate. That's fair enough. If that's what you want to. That's your confidence, then by all means, you go for it. Again, I'm not to be influenced by anyone's opinion from the gallery. I'm to do what I do and follow my rules, my plan. All right, so let's see. Minute and a half, just under. Let's see if this 5 minute closes back strong bearish without triggering us into the trade. Geo, it's bullish. Again, you guys are more than entitled to your opinion. And I respect it, but I'm not going to be influenced by it. And I know what you're going to say. If it's a loss, I told you it's bullish. Yeah, okay, I understand. But again, I'm just following my rules, my plan. Again, not to be influenced by any one of you. You guys don't have to trade it. I'm not forcing you, twisting your arms to trade it. You do as you please. So it's quite a difference between the low here and on my broker by the list of things. The low here is 84. Yeah, it's a pip and a half or so. Alright, the good thing is we have pulled back to retest the high of the zone and we're rejecting at the minute. So if we continue to reject and begin to pop below previous candles low, I feel there is a good chance we will make the move. Alright, having said that, it's popping back up. So let's see. At what point do I remove the order? It would just depend on the 15 as well. At how long it's taking us to potentially trigger us into the trade. I may reassess towards the closure of the 15. And obviously if we continue to pull back further, then I'll just remove it. Yeah, bearish. Zoom in, it's bearish, not bullish. Shane, it's XAUUSD spot gold. Trader Joe, TP's 33.69. No, I'm looking for a sell, mate. If you're looking for a buy, 69, I'll probably target 70. I just don't see any buys back into this rubbish, to be honest. And the 5 minute looks alright. Based on the 5 minute, bit of 5 minute resistance forming back above this support. Closing it, and if we close the 15 back bullish above, then that could almost be enough for a buy. And until I find that as well, I watch streams. It's off with my broker by a few pips. Yeah, happens. Baxter, any other time frame confluence. Well, the fact that it's at daily / 4 hour resistance. You've got the hourly, lower high, lower low. You got the 30 closing back bearish. You got the 15 minute rejection. popping below the support, sorry. So if it now actually begins to pop below the catalyst candle, there's a good chance it will continue. You got some 5-minute structure here forming to the downside. But again, if we continue to pull back much further, and it comes to the point where I just need to wait yet again, and probably wait for a 15-minute closure back below. So again, as candles print, as more data prints, I reassess the minute. We're struggling, so there is a good chance I'll be about to remove the order. But again, not at all bothered because I'm not in the trade. Jamal? It is actually, but I've got no... Usually it'll tell me if there's an issue with the streaming. Due to the internet connection, I don't have any warnings or anything. So it could be your end. King, it's just creating a wick to upside for continuing down, maybe, but again, I wanted to reject very quickly. Otherwise, I'll have to remove it. Wallace? Like your play on that name. Do you think this will go up a lot? If you ask my personal opinion of gold, I believe it will go up a lot. A hell of a lot. I think this is nothing. I'm talking long term, not talking about trading wise right now. I do believe gold will be well above 5k at some point in the near future. Not saying it's going to happen this year, but I would say, you know, but within the next few years, I do believe gold will be more than $10,000 at some point as well. So that's my personal opinion of it. I have reasons to believe that. But trading wise, doesn't mean it's going to shoot straight up. Right now, I see potential options to sell it, but 5 minutes, let's see if we get some rejection here. Thank you to the new sub on YouTube. And thank you guys for getting those likes up a little bit higher. Almost 2 away from 35, which is not much of an ask, guys. If we could get to 35, would be much appreciated. Arena Sword, it can't go up too much. I've never seen gold this high before. Well, it has been higher, to be honest. 3,500 is the highest point. Alright, so we've got 5 minutes left of the M15. We really need to start to reject. Otherwise, I will remove the order and wait for maybe at least a 5-minute closure back right near the low. New York will be a continuation to upside. It could possibly, yeah, it's in a big strong uptrend, but again, I'm just not wanting to buy it at the level that's at 4-hour/daily resistance. I'd rather buy the pullback. So in the meantime, I see a potential option to maybe sell it to that level where you could look for buys later on. Until, does anyone use VT markets? I know I've been approached by them. Alright, let's see. Starting to reject a little bit. If this 15 closes weak bullish, I'll keep it in. '15's flipping. Let's see. So once again, same as before, if the 5-minute closes below without triggering us in here, it'd be fantastic. It'd be a really nice closure. Because what that would also look like on the 15 is if a bearish candle closing here, it's low, leaving a long upper wick back above the previous support, which would suggest to me that perhaps we'll grab liquidity once again from this consolidation to perhaps this time, as it breaks the low, eventually make the move back down to the previous level of resistance. So we'll soon see. We've got just over 3.5 minutes to wait for that. Following 5-minute structure here as well. Cheers, YouTube. Thank you. Can those likes up. And once again, it would not really bother me if this closes weak bullish in 15. As long as it doesn't close back above the support, that would be a little concern. That, if I was to be really strict, my rules would mean I need to wait for the following 15-minute candle to close and close back below before any entry. So once again, I've got ways, I've got rules that determine whether I can take it upon impulse or not. It all would now come down to the strength of this 15. Now let me show you what I mean. So use the fib here, mark in from top to bottom in this instance on the M15, and what I would determine to be a weak closure. In this case, I would choose below the 50. Oops. It's really below 0.382. That is the ideal scenario. But seeing we've got a long lower wick, long upper wick, the 50 in this circumstance I feel will be good enough. If that's to be the case, then potentially I could even look for a slightly earlier entry as it breaks the weak bullish pause 15-minute candle support as opposed to the 5-minute. But there's a few things here. The 5-minute, again, we're rejecting, but we're pulling back within the current candle. So if we remain close back above it, this might be a pause to suggest if we break that candle's high that we could continue bullish. So it's really a nice surge at the minute here on gold, the way this 15 closes. Because if that 5-minute closed back above, I would almost consider buying it. So I'll let you know if I'm going to change my entry point. And so yes, impulse is in a little bit more aggressive, taking without the closure confirmation. So we got just under a minute. Rates and banks effects, no worries, mate. I'll have a look later on. Oh, would you look for fair value gap area for sell? I don't trade fair value gaps. I don't trade imbalances. I just trade your price action at levels. I wait for the confirmations at the levels I want to get involved. All right, so the low of this candle is 27, 33.65. All right, it's not closing back bullish, so I'm going to keep the same level for the time being. I'll let you know if I do. Yeah, so I'm going to keep the same level. Still want to be below 5-minute support. 5-minute, whoops. Now looking like we're forming some structure with confirm that lower high. We just need to confirm the lower low. So once again, this candle would suggest to me, I can just remove that fib now. And that horizontal. This candle suggests to me that we've pulled back, perhaps just to grab liquidity from this consolidation area. And within it, we've got the 5-minute structure now, creating obviously a lower low, lower high. If it begins to create yet another lower low, we're likely going to be triggered in. Got some clean traffic here to the left. So that to me suggests that there is a good chance we could come back down to this support. And that's what this trade would be based on. But we'll see. Again, anything could happen. Could be back above the support. Either way, not fast because I'm not currently in the trade.
Morning, man.
Hey mate, how are you?
Hey, fine, thank you. How about you?
All good, brother, all good. Just being ever so careful here with gold. How about yourself?
Yeah, had a nice weekend, so
That's good, mate. Good to hear.
was looking for some buys on GU.
Alright, yeah. Yeah, as per your chart.
But the issue was it was not closing above the M30 resistance for me at the end, so no entry.
That was a nice strong callus, but no upper wick, and basically no lower wick on the following counter.
Yeah, my chart looks a little bit different as you.
Yep.
Yeah. So for me, at the end on the second, it was that already gone at the end. So
Yeah.
I was looking to really take some buys on the in the near of the resistance. So, and now we are at another resistance, and maybe
Yeah,
now,
just there.
if we are creating a support deeper down a little bit, maybe then I'm willing to take some buys again.
Yep, fair enough.
Support. And also EU was looking good.
Yeah, I think Phil said he was running some buys, so
Yeah. So, and for me, it didn't create enough a lower wick on the
on this counter.
yeah, correct. No, on the other, on the
Oh yeah,
British
yeah,
candle. Yeah, correct.
yeah.
This one. So if this would have a lower
Yeah,
wick,
that would have been
a deeper lower wick,
good
I
spot.
would be in.
Yep. Fair enough, mate. Just gotta again have your plan and stick to it, and have your rules and stick to those. So I understand.
This, I think this is very important.
For sure, mate. For sure. See what happens here on gold as well.
Yeah, take some time.
Yeah, well, 5-minute structure is looking good. Coming close to an hourly closure. We could have an hourly bearish, very close to bearish engulfing. Engulfing would be great. But we'll see. Might have to do slightly extended minutes here today on stream. Arafin, what's your marks at? 3364.45 is where I've currently got a self-stop. But again, if it comes down to the very last few moments of the hourly, yeah, I'm just going to remove it and wait for a new hourly candle to form. Train up week and then look for a sell. Because last thing I want to do is get triggered in the last minute or two of the hourly, knowing that there's a high probability it will leave a low wick. And so what that means is, if I get triggered in the dying moments, and the candle's forming, obviously like so, triggers me in, there's a good chance I'm gonna pull back, may still close bearish engulfing, but then it's gonna leave this big low wick. Not enough for me to get to TP or break even properly, for instance. So that's my concern. And then I'm stuck in drawdown. Then I'm stuck waiting for the new candle to create an upper wick. Stuck in more drawdown. I may even managed it, may have even closed it, and eventually flip. So if it comes down to the last few minutes, last couple minutes, I just wait for the hourly closure. And it could go without me. And again, it's just sticking to my rules, sticking to my plan, and doing what makes me feel comfortable in a trade. And that is of vital importance. The last thing you want to do is be in a trade and then be stressing it, be anxious about it. Should be just robotic. It's not easy to be robotic, but if you have your rules and your plan and follow it to a T, should not really be any anxiety about it. As soon as you feel discomfort, when you should probably start exiting the trade. So we've still got enough time just now. But again, very, very slow here for London Open is gold. Not a lot of action. You guys on YouTube, very quiet. How are we going? Watching charts patiently, Carl? Yep. Fair enough, mate. DR6, where could be a possible sell TP, thought about 58. Look, I'd be targeting previous resistance, but again, I'll be looking to take partials in between, especially first trade of the week. Yeah, but I just focus on previous levels, so I'd be focused on that. Previous resistance at 61. and potentially 57, 58. We need to start moving, guys. It needs to figure in very shortly, otherwise we're gonna have to start to think about removing the order and waiting for an hourly closure. Oh, we're in. That was quick. Let's see. Did not, surprisingly it slipped. Alright, so what I'm going to do is start to manage the stop loss to just above the entry channel. So this is the original stop. Now I've adjusted it to 33. Bit of volume at about the minute. All right, we really would like to make the move prior to the hourly closure. 5 minutes looking pretty good. Do you think 33.47 will hit today? Who knows, mate? I'm not so concerned by that. I'm more concerned about the current trade. DE40 are going to sell from 70. Nice one. I'm going to sell since gold always joking around. Yeah, it's been a bit that way. Mr. Bakes at the minute, stop loss is at 33.67.33. So 29 pips. So we'll see. Kind of happened really quick, didn't it? Lucky Ed Zero, waiting for some sell. Currently actually in a sell. This is going to be one of those ones where, again, not everyone got triggered in, but I got triggered in, and it goes completely opposite direction. That was last Monday. It's literally just tagged me in. Nice strong closure on a 5, but again, I need it to make the move now. Because the good chance the hourly is going to create a bit of an upper wick. I'll be stuck in some drawdown. So let's see. Still looking good though. Structurally, we look good.
Yeah, also the M30 looking very good. So...
Yeah.
Nice upper wick there.
Yeah, I'm hesitant to manage it any further because the hourly. Struggling a bit around the entry. Stop loss geo, it's at currently at 33.67.33. And so that's fair enough. It's a really good decision. Ains, let's see. Yep. Seeing you're triggered in, so you're probably going to be a loss. not. It's a planned trade, mate. We're moving okay now. Let's see, guys. Let's see. Offline, yeah, currently running a sell. It's pretty much a break even at the minute. Dan, looking good. Yeah, it's looking okay. Again, I would love for it to push before the hourly closure. We don't have long left though for that to happen. But again, I'm a little bit hesitant to manage it any further for the time being. So I'm just going to leave it. Off the screen, it's been a while. Oh, good man. I hope you're well. Just realized what is overall, brother. I hope everything's going well for you. Yeah, we'll have to have a chat sometime for sure. All right. Oh shit! What did I just do? Apologies, YouTube. All right, so this is the concern. We're not making a move now. The alley is closing. We're pulling back. We has to close below. Definitely has to close below here. Otherwise, we're struggling. We close back above, there's a chance it's going to make the upper wick, take us out, and then if it is to drop, make the move afterwards. Yeah, you got stopped out. How did you get stopped out? You must have been really trailing your stop very closely. Ali will close below. We shall soon see. Oh, we're into a part of the game. Yeah, it's all part of the game. Let's see. One minute, guys. 1 minute. The leads close. So you can see the head and shoulders. Yeah, kind of. Not our trade patterns though, but I know what you mean. So if you're not in a sell, the good idea is to wait for this hourly closure, wait for an upper wick, and then look to sell as it breaks the low of your catalyst candle. That would be a really good way to get involved in this trade if you do like it, if it's a stronger confirmation at that point. So let's see. About to close the hourly. I have to likely slip through a bit of an upper wick. In a few pips drawn out in a minute. When close to the entry. HD, fair enough, mate. Oh, and still 1 minute left for the out. Yep. So it's just closed. Oh, no upper wick. Oh. Don't know how I feel about that. Alright, breaking a lot of previous. Alright, stop loss to entry. I'm gonna secure. Half at 11. And let the rest go. Because it doesn't have an upper wick, guys. So I'm gonna be strict. Should have secured 80%.
9 pips.
Fair enough, mate. I should have secured 80%. I'm at break even now. We don't have an upper wick, so there's a good chance it's going to pull back up to create it. It is still in an uptrend. I don't want to get involved in the pullback, and I'm out. So, quick. That's alright. Alright, I'm happy with getting something out of it. A small win. Not ideal, to be honest, but a win's a win. Yeah, this is the concern. The hourly has not got an upper wick. Now there is a good chance it's going to pull back to create one. And once again, I'd be stuck in some drawdown. So I'm just following my rules, my plan. I should have closed 80%. I should have closed 80%. I forgot it's a Monday as well, to be honest. But anyway, still a W, guys. So well done. Chris took a small win. Nice one.
Nice call.
Yeah, the 5 minute looked the best, to be honest. But Daniel wins win. Yep, we'll take it. Exactly. Turk 92. Where is your TP? Again, the NTP is 33.61, but I'm out. And it could go without me, but again, the hourly, there's a chance it's going to pull back up to create the upwick. I'm going to be stuck in some significant drawdown, which I will not feel great about. So seeing we have to lower high, lower low on the hourly and the 15. If we were to in fact continue bearish now, I don't feel as much of a need for us to pull back up and flip back bullish. But again, there is a high probability it still could do that because we don't have the upper wick. Had we had an upper wick, I'd be more comfortable to leave it open, but we don't have it. So I'm just following my plan, following my rules, and it looks like we're about to create that wick. And I'm going to walk away for just a small win. I don't follow anyone. I follow one account. That's a good way of knowing whether you've got the real A.C.T. Forex or not. I follow one account. Literally one account. All the others follow thousands or 100, and there's a reason for hundreds or thousands. There's reasons for that. They follow as many as they can so they can try to lure one or two into their scamming bullshit. Tommy W, nice one. Franco, thank you, mate. Lucky, never mind, closed. Fair enough. Fair enough. Alrighty, guys. Well, I'm gonna take that small win to begin the week. Yeah. So moving forward, let's put it back in. Gold W. Had it there earlier. Didn't need to remove it, did we? So that takes us back over to 80% win rate. Moving forward, what I'd be looking at here on the gold is, the fact of the matter is, we're in a really, really strong uptrend, irrespective of. I want to copy this because this goes into the trade journal for the members with the video. I had video as to why I took the trade and how I managed it and all so on and so forth. That's why I take multiple screenshots. What I'd be looking at moving forward, guys, is, once again, we are in a big strong uptrend. The reason why I wanted those sells is because we're at a very significant level here on the 4-hour daily. So again, I'm looking for potential rejection, but with the trend being bullish, if it does just make a clean move down and react to 33.61, 33.60, and we begin to pop back above, I'd be looking for some price action catalysts from those levels for a potential buy. Now, again, if we pop back down to that point, form support at that level, only to begin to pop back below 33.60, then what we will have is, within the current daily candle, we'll have some structure to the downside on the minor time frame. The daily, yes, granted, will be still forming bullish, but within it we would have created obviously the high low, lower high, lower low, sorry, potentially lower high, lower low, again some structure forming lower highs, lower lows. We begin to pop below 33.60. I believe would be a good opportunity to perhaps take a sell below that point there. And that's pretty much it as to what I'd be looking at on gold. Otherwise, maybe potential rejection of the, again, daily high around that point. It's anywhere really 33.70 up to 75 even. So that would be my plan, to be honest, guys. And yeah, well done today. Those who have taken trades away from this trade and have profited. To those who are in a bit of a drawdown for today, don't stress it. Just again, follow plan. Don't get FOMO. Don't revenge trade. Don't do anything stupid. Trust me, I've been through it. I've done it all. Have a plan, stick to it. But that's it, guys. Yusuf already took a gold sell for just a small win. Hamza, up to you, mate, but it's got no upper wick. I went over wired. I don't want to be in it anymore. Ollie won. Didn't trade it, but however, super educational. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate the fact that you appreciate it. Arafin, you called nice little bit. Nice one. Yusuf, yes, I'm just about to wrap up the stream. Thank you to all the new followers as well. And guys, feel free to reach out. But again, I will never initiate contact. Thank you, M, for the rose. Yeah, if you want to know more about what I do, or if you just want to say g'day, you guys contact me, okay? I don't initiate any contact. That way you know it's the real me and not some bullshit scammer. Alrighty, guys, to my team, I will see you, Franco. I will see you in probably about an hour and a half from now for the education session and market update. YouTube, TikTok, I will see you guys about 30 minutes before London Open tomorrow. So do trade safe. Don't do anything stupid, guys. Take care. And until tomorrow, cheers, team. And, sorry, don't go yet. Bye for now. Cheers, guys.